Hello everyone, just a really brief update. We are on the 17th of April today, so I'm at the eve, this is the eve of my third chemo, so I've had two chemos. I think the last time you saw me it was just before my second chemo. Um, I'm not sure actually the last video. Anyway, the second chemo went very well. There was a couple of things that I think are really, really important to point out if you're going through the same thing, or if you've been diagnosed and they've told you that you're going to have chemo. Um, my hair fell out. Well, as I showed you last time, my hair was falling out. So I asked my hairdresser just to not shave it off completely, but shave it so there was a tiny bit left. Um, and the reason I did that was because I felt my scalp would be very soft and tender, and I didn't want to shave it all off completely. It's choice, really. It did start falling out after the second chemo quite drastically within 3, 4 days, I think it was, where I was just rubbing the scalp and the hair was falling off. And in some ways that might be worse because it's coming off on the bedclothes, etc. But I have probably about that much, and it's not as thick, obviously. Most of it has fallen out, but I'm just keeping it as it is. I don't want to shave it off completely bald as yet, not because I don't want to let it go. It's just comfortable for me as it is, and I think when it'll fall out, it'll fall out. There's not a lot left there anyway. But when it fell out, I felt really uncomfortable going out. I was wearing scarves, etc., but nothing just suited me, and I didn't feel like myself at all. So it was my hairdresser who actually told me about a store which sells wigs. So I made an appointment and I went to go and see them. And this is one of my new wigs. I have two. And I have to say, the wig thing was a complete and utter revelation. Just as soon as I put it on, I felt fantastic. It brought me back to life, and I genuinely smiled and felt like you can get through this now, you're okay. I don't know why, because I've got hair. Because I think what it is because when you go out, you feel normal. You don't feel abnormal. And when you feel physically that sick, you feel abnormal as it is, and you just don't want to feel it anymore. So you want to be able to go out and have conversations with people and not have people looking at you and questioning and thinking, oh, what's going on with her? But sometimes, actually, with wearing this wig, people don't recognise me, and I love that. And then I don't go into the whole chemo story. I just play it out as if to say, yes, it's a new look, and it's quite refreshing actually. So just try out a wig, but go somewhere where you can try it on. That's really important because then you can play with the wigs and you can see what suits you. Um, Buying online could be risky because you just don't know. And I think with the wigs, it's so important to get the right colour. The colour will change, or I mean, you know, however if you want to change, then go for a colour that is not your normal hair colour. But I went for this colour, which is my normal hair colour, and I went for one which is lighter, so I can swap and change it depending on how I feel. And the second thing that's really important and significantly helped me during the second chemo, the right medication. Speak to your oncologist, tell your oncologist exactly what effect the chemo is having. And more often than not, they can prescribe you medication which will help with them symptoms. So with my anti-sickness tablets, certain anti-sickness tablets help, and they give me anti-sickness before they start the chemo on me on each infusion. And the other thing that really helped for me, I was getting mouth ulcers to the point that I couldn't even open my mouth to put a cutlery in my mouth to eat. My oncologist gave me a mouthwash which essentially desensitizes the entire mouth. I had that before every meal. I just washed out my mouth before every meal, and then that allowed me to eat. Now I had for the second chemo, I had a really tightening of the chest and a burning sensation when I eat anything hot or even drink anything warm, tea, milk, anything, which it would give me pain actually digesting. So I would swallow and it will burn all the way down. The oncologist tells me that the same issues that I have with my mouth are occurring with my esophagus. So therefore she's now medicated some, it's a liquid that I can swallow, and it will have the same effect, a soothing effect, as the mouthwash that I use for my mouth. So that's really important, because I think your taste buds disappear during chemo, and if you feel like you can eat, or you want to eat, or you get, you know, a desire to eat, that should be grasped onto, and you should enjoy your food, because that's, you know, you're not getting much happy times during this period. So take what you can. And when I was eating, I would then suffer with this, you know, my digesting the food, and it's sitting on my chest. So I'm going to try this solution medication and see if it works. But the main point is, go to your oncologist, discuss it, see if they can give you medication, anything, whatever can help and does help, use it. My second chemo, I wasn't as tired. By 24 hours later, I was up and about at home. By the Saturday, I even managed to get some work done, paperwork done at home on Friday, but I was resting in between, and when I felt tired, I took a rest immediately. I didn't push myself too far, I pushed myself as much as I could, but not to the extent that it would push my recovery back. It took me 7 days to get completely well, get back in the car and drive again. And I think for me, that's how it works. So I've got into the cycle of things now, and I know how it's going to work. So I have a chemo tomorrow. A little bit nervous about it, I have to say. Always nervous about chemo for some reason. And then after the third run, I only have one left. So the countdown begins, and I am so grateful. Grateful that I've come through this relatively unscathed, and I haven't suffered too much, I think, you know. But that is, like I say, with the medication and with things like this that make you feel like I'm myself again, or maybe with a little bit of a twist. Have fun when you can. Enjoy yourself when you feel better. Go and eat your food that you love. Go and do your shopping, you know, just relax in the sun. Just make the most of your good time and feeling well time, because then you won't feel so bad when you feel so awful, you know, physically awful, and it will pass. I promise you, it will pass, and you will come out of this with a big smile on your face. So I will keep you updated after the third, and I will let you know how that goes. So fingers crossed that everything's okay. And if anybody's going through it, my thoughts and prayers, honestly, are with you. I know what it's like, and you will get through it. Take care, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.